the number one podcaster in the United States when it comes to pro wrestling. Lee Walker III, and his podcast is Perched on the Top Rope. All right, guys. Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega respond to viral video of Maxine Dupree getting booed at a WWE live event. I'm going to play the video, and then let's have a little discussion. Their responses is, I really wish that some of you got booed and ridiculed in a public lie while being new at your job. Learning and getting better is all a part about being a human being. Be better as humans, the great Rhea Ripley says. SmackDown Zelina Vega also commented, this is absolutely horrible. She doesn't deserve that. She's such a kind soul and works really hard. I would love if the bad parts of the biz don't harden her heart. They probably just mad 'cause they can't drink your bath water, Maxine. I'm going to open this up. When did fucking pro wrestlers become so soft? Like, what happened? It's like the fans don't have a right to boo? I mean, what are we doing here? Lee?
Do I get to follow that up? Because
go ahead.
I would love it. You know what? Mike, do me a deal here. Let me see if you can get this arranged for me, because you're a powerful dude. You can get things done. Do this for me. I'm going to go into work tomorrow, okay? But here's the key. You got to give me their salaries over at the WWE for the day, all right? They are more than welcome to boo me when I grade that coin a little bit wrong. Boo the crap out of me, okay? Because you're a public figure. You're a public figure. And what's worse is you're a public sports entertainment figure, and you think that getting booed is a problem? Go through what we go through? Nobody's going to boo us at work. We're not getting paid when you get paid. What the frig? And yeah, soft. Okay, you're defending your coworker. I get it. But you know what? You got to know that you're talking to your meal ticket. Us, we're your freaking meal ticket. And if we think you suck, we're going to boo you. And when you get better, and hopefully you do get better, one day you might have that holy shit match, and we'll cheer you. And you'll feel better about yourself than you ever have before, because to risk it, you got to get that biscuit. You gotta get out there and do it. So what are you bitching about? You got a blessed, charmed life. Somebody said you suck. Get over it.
And not only that, Maxine is smoking hot. What does she care what a bunch of friggin' nerd wrestling fans think of her? Who cares? I mean, seriously, stop it already.
Wait a minute. So she got to the back and she was like, I'm hot. Fuck them.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow. I'm smoking.
Wow.
That guy who was booing me looked like Benny Scala from Dan and Benny in the Ring. Who cares?
I just realized this is how I get through life. I'm hot. Okay, I get it. All right, Lee. I don't know how you can follow that up, but please do. Wait.
That's going to be pretty hard to follow, but I'm going to give it a try. Listen. If that was me getting booed like that, you know what I'd be doing? I would use that booing as motivation to get better. You don't want to be booed? You work your ass off. Get better. Show your worth. Show us that we don't want to boo you. Show us that we want to cheer for you. Show us that we want to start chanting holy shit, while you're doing some crazy move off the top rope. To be honest, like, I can understand to a certain degree if it was like maybe one individual, like the entire match where that one person was all you could hear. Okay, maybe that might be a little much. But if you got like multiple people doing it, it should be assigned to you. Yeah, it's you're new to the job. Guess what happens when I'm new to the job and I mess up? I get hollered at. I get yelled at. I get disciplined. I get talked down to. I get treated like trash. You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna go get a manicure that's going to be more than like my 1 week's paycheck. You know what
Exactly. I mean? It's like, what are we doing here? But again,
there's therapy.
Right.
There's
why,
therapy.
why are we blurring the lines?
therapy.
Rhea Ripley is a heel. Like, why are you protecting your co-worker? It's like, enough already. This is insanity.
Because Michael, you don't understand what it's like to be a wrestler. God, I feel like Boomer Esiason right now. You don't understand what it's like, Mike. You just can't. You can't understand it. Even though you had how many combat tours? Doesn't matter. You don't get it. Ugh. Ugh.
So speaking of Rhea Ripley, Eric Bischoff, who you mentioned earlier, Lee, discussed on his show in 83 Weeks that he thought Rhea Ripley did not have the talent to be a big-time superstar. Obviously, he's now corrected himself. But I'll start off with Lee on this one, Jimmy. Does that make you wonder if Eric Bischoff, who ran WCW, couldn't see the talent in Rhea Ripley in the beginning? Does that show you that really Eric Bischoff just really doesn't know the industry?
I would say, in all fairness, I can't base it off of just like one like that. Obviously, the show's called 83 Weeks because it's been the only time we've seen where WWE's been beaten in ratings by another company. It's really hard to base it off of just like him not catching one person. I would say it's a big miss. I would say, but I think if you went back and looked and say maybe in her early NXT days, that could be a fair assessment. It's a completely different look, but depending on when he was basing it off of, if she already had that goth look and stuff like that, it's a total drop on his end. But I can't base it off of just one person. If there was multiple that he did that and corrected, I would say, okay, yeah, something's not right here, that he's missing the ball a lot. But just for one, I can't base it off of one, but I would say it's a pretty big miss. Pretty big miss.
Jimmy. Jimmy's frozen. All right. Well, he'll bounce back in a minute. Oh, he's back.
Okay.
What's that, Jimmy?
All right. If you guys can hear me, making sure we were good over on my end. Bischoff is interesting. Bischoff between Bischoff and Vince McMahon. Okay. Bischoff never was a groomer of a fresh product straight out of a power plant for the most part. If you look at his body of work, it was Kevin Sullivan coming up to Hogan, Hall, and Nash and getting Hogan to turn UF. He always was capitalizing on bringing in other stars from other companies who were already established. All right. The difference between him and Vince is Vince sees someone and sees what they could be, not just what they are, what they could be with what they have. All right. So to me, and I do agree with Lee, it was probably an early assessment of Rhea, who's completely different than she is. The Rhea we see today, I'm sure Vince had quite a bit to do with that over the course of time, because Vince sees these things. Bischoff might be a genius in certain aspects.
All right, Jimmy's internet's struggling. All right, once he bounces back in here. All right, guys. So we're discussing this. We're gonna play something called the Smoke Show, right? We're gonna see our judgment of talent, see how good we are compared to an Eric Bischoff. So the way it's gonna work is I'm gonna throw two competitors up there. They're judged purely on their looks, nothing else. No mic skills, no wrestling skills, just purely on their looks. We're going to play the role of Eric Bischoff. I'm going to go to each of you. If the majority wins, that contestant will continue on. So the first picture, we'll start with you first, Lee. Rhea Ripley versus Tony Storm. Who you going with?
Rhea Ripley.
Jimmy?
Rhea.
I'm going with Rhea too. Let's move her on. Let's get this switched over. There you go. Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch? Jimmy? Purely on looks.
Rhea.
Going with Rhea.
Rhea.
Lee?
Still with Rhea.
Lee, why are you still hanging in there with Rhea?
I mean, we're solely going based off looks, right? So far, everyone we've put her up against. I mean, even though it's a side view, she looks more athletic from the standpoint. And plus, so far, like, in my opinion, the goth look with women in wrestling is a completely different look because a lot of the women really just look the same.
How about you, Jimmy?
Rhea's just a badass. In those two pictures, I really don't think there's much of a comparison. Very imposing. So it works for me. I see the potential power already in her. So
all right.
That's about it for that.
Go with you on this one, Jimmy. Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax?
Rhea.
Lee?
Rhea. Nia looks like a grandma there.
I'm going to go with Rhea.
That's no contest. No contest so far. So far, Rhea's taking him, Mike.
All right. Lee, Rhea or Charlotte Flair?
Still Rhea.
Wow. Jimmy?
Charlotte.
Ooh, it's up to me to make that chain, that breaker. I'm going with Charlotte too. We're going to carry Charlotte on.
Yeah.
I'm going with Charlotte.
If I can explain, even though Rhea looks more imposing, this is going to sound a little strange, but I do this with all athletes. I look in their eyes. I always do that. I always do that when I'm watching a regular, sport, whatever it is, and I look in their eyes to see where they're at, and I can usually tell. It is the window to the soul. Charlotte just reeks of confidence, and I'm the shit factor, and she is the shit. So that's why I chose Charlotte in that particular, if I was having to choose not knowing about either of them.
All right, fair enough. And you know how I feel about Charlotte Flair. But it was close for me. All right.
Okay.
Jimmy, Charlotte Flair or Wendy Richter?
Oh, Charlotte. Not even close. And you know what's funny? Wendy Richter was the number one of her day. My God, Mike, it's fair to say, right? She was more popular than some of the men.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lee, who are you going with, Wendy or Charlotte?
I'm going with Charlotte.
All right, Charlotte's moving on. All right, Jimmy, this is a tough one for you. Wendy Richter or Velvet McIntyre?
Well, first of all, where is her toes? First of all. All right. We're gonna stick with Charlotte. Let's stick with Charlotte. Okay. Right.
Lee, what's a 39-year-old thinking?
Charlotte.
Not even close? Like, is there a battle here? Is it a match? What's going on?
I'm not gonna even lie. I don't even know who that other girl is. I don't even know who that other woman is. And I honestly, I looked at her once, and deep inside, I kind of laughed, and I was like, "Nah, it's Charlotte."
All right, let's try this one.
Right.
Lee, you're up. Charlotte against Princess Victoria.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? What do you think,
the
Lee?
old school.
Close, right?
Lee, I'm waiting on an answer.
I'm going with Princess Victoria on this one.
Oh my God!
Oh!
Whoa!
What a thing! Oi!
All right, let's move on.
Are you even going to ask me?
No.
Why would you even bother?
Because I don't want a chance that you go with Princess Victoria and then we got to carry on the rest of the game with Princess Victoria. I don't want to even chance it. All right, next up, and this is truly a tough one in my book. Jimmy, we'll start with you first. Charlotte or Sky Blue?
Oh, that's not close. Would you stop it? This is all about her ass to you. You cut that out. It's ridiculous.
Lee?
Not even close. Charlotte,
what are you
by
thinking?
a freaking mile.
I mean, if we're going on looks, I'm gonna say Sky Blue.
Oof.
This is getting,
You know what?
it's getting ridiculous.
I'm going with Sky Blue.
No!
Charlotte's out. She's out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sky Blue it
Guys.
is.
Guy, now Lee, now I'm officially annoyed at you. What was that all about? What the hell? How can we eliminate Charlotte Flair over someone's butt cheeks?
I know,
This is
Sky Blue's
terrible.
hot. By the way, Sky Blue will be at the big event. All right, Jimmy.
Great.
Liv
Yeah.
Morgan or Sky Blue?
Wow. You know what? If I don't know anything about either of them, I'm picking Sky Blue.
Ooh. Lee?
I'm still with Sky Blue.
Man, Sky Blue is WWE material. For the men, Sky Blue is it. All right,
Dude,
the last
this could-
contestant.
Wait a minute. This could turn out to be more controversial than when Jinder Mahal got the belt. This is getting strange. Go ahead.
All right, there's a challenge here. Lee, you're going to open up. Sky Blue or Maxine Dupree?
Uh-oh.
We got to get Maxine up there, our producers.
Yeah, where is she?
I think he's looking for a picture. All right, there he goes. Just bringing her up. There you go. What do you got, Lee?
I mean, we're going off of looks, right?
Yeah.
She might not be the best wrestler, but Maxine
Dupree. Jimmy?
I believe in underdogs. I'm going with Sky Blue.
Oof. So the tough one's on me to make the final decision here. And this is very
better
tough.
You better vote for the ass cheeks, you.
Here's my problem, guys. It's the what's in the back against what's up top, right? You know how perky Maxine is up there, and
Oh, God. This is really
this is very tough. I'm going with Maxine Dupree. I'm sorry. I got to stick with Maxine Dupree. So fans could boo her, but Maxine Dupree is the ultimate champion. I think we're all happy with the decision. What do you think?
I'm fucking miserable. Fuck that decision. Fuck that. That was
All right.
ridiculous.
Guys,
I
it's
would have picked Charlotte anyway, so...
It's WrestleMania.